This old propane tank is the perfect size to fit down inside my 50-gallon drum furnace I'm gonna make. But the first thing I have to do is find out if I'm gonna blow myself up trying to cut into it. I've got to get that valve off of there and make sure there's no propane in here.
To improve his ability to grow crops for food, Sam Carlson is making biochar, an organic charcoal additive for his soil. To convert wood into charcoal, he will use an old propane tank as a furnace. But leftover fuel inside the tank poses a risk of explosion, and caution is vital.
Got these punches I got from my uncle, and they're older than I am. Every time I use these tools, most of my tools come from my dad and people I know that are no longer on the planet. It's just a way of remembering. I'm just going to try to wake this metal up here a little bit. I've got to try getting this off first. And if it doesn't come off, then I'll have to go to plan B. I used to watch my dad take rusty things apart. He would tap and tank and heat. Sometimes it looks like it's impossible, but patience is usually the key. Look at that. I'm going to use that for the stand. Okay. Ooh, the valve's even working now, see? Oh, that thing's still got gas in it. It was still holding pressure. Yeah, there's a little bit of gas in that. So now what do? I got to make sure I get that off, and I'm going to have to fill it with water in order to cut on it. Another obstacle. There's no manual you can just pick up and read on how to be successful in this part of the world. There's 1,001 little details, small details, and some of them will stop you dead in the water because you'll be pushing up daisies somewhere. That is the first valve I've ever removed from a propane tank. It went a lot smoother than I thought it was going to go, especially one this ugly. I'm going to flush it with some water. That'll flush all the gas out of it. I'm relatively confident that once I flush this a little bit, get any of the excess gas out of there, that I'll be able to cut this without blowing myself to bits. Can't be much gas in there, it's full of water. I gotta get my 50-gallon drum up here. This should work just fine for the first run on my experimental biochar. I think that more people should utilize a lot of the stuff that they throw away. Earth has a finite amount of resources, and we're plowing right through them. I come from a long line of junk collectors, and out in this part of the world, you just don't throw anything away. I think that one of the reasons I'm on the planet is to look at stuff and figure it out and make new things out of it. I get a real kick out of it. It's like, okay, there's a jigsaw puzzle and it's all around me and I get to make my own pieces. One of the most cool things about this whole operation is this is basically somebody's disposed garbage. Old propane jug, dead 50-gallon drum, satellite dish. Now I gotta go get my wood to... This is an experimental furnace. The outcome of which is yet to be determined. They don't call me Sammy Science for nothing. One of the most difficult things about living a subsistence lifestyle overall is just, you've got to do the work. And before you even do that, you have to have some kind of idea. You have to have a procedure. That knowledge just doesn't just fall into your head when you move out here. You have to be able to pick up tricks and techniques for just about everything. You don't want to keep doing things the hard way over and over again. I think this thing's going now. Next step will be taking out the charcoal. While my furnace is making the charcoal, I'm gonna whip this barbecue grill together. Just gonna pack this to the junk pile, but I can make one hell of a little open barbecue pit out of that baby. You have to take old stuff and make it useful again. My dad and my uncle were excellent at repurposing junk. In fact, this is one of the pieces that came out of my dad's scrapyard. There's no such thing as a scrap. It's just another useful piece of material. How good is that? It's what you call craftsmanship and house luck. I've got a piece of an old propane barbecue grill I've been saving for years. Yeah, I've kept this thing hanging around for a long time. It fits like a champ. All right, Tom, I went and looked at that charcoal furnace. See how that thing's cooking. I think we have achieved our mission. That looks like charcoal to me. Just what I was looking for. If I was to crumble that up, that's enough for a whole garden bed, probably. I'm gonna cook me some venison sausage from last year's hunting. 40 years working on all this stuff. You work your ass off for years, literally. Harvesting my own food, making my own lumber. And it just gets better and better. Aches and pains. I'm gonna go for it. That's exceptional. Doesn't get any better than that. Well worth the pain.
In the past.